All right. I know where you're at now. Well, let's do some visuals. Let's do some visual work, because right now playing games is not really worth your time and your coaching money. In the sense, not that like playing on your own is bad. I'm saying playing with me in your ear is not great, because it's Seraphine. She's pretty low agency, at least early. And so there's some fundamentals that you have to be nailing. And so I'm just going to show you a couple things, like a couple concepts to think about, because right now what's happening is you're essentially, okay, I gotta give you piece by piece. First things first, Seraphine is, I say, a low agency champ. She's actually, when I'm saying low agency, I don't want my words to be misconstrued. She's like the strongest champ in the game right now, probably. At least in bot lane. She's like hot fix worthy strong. Are you seeing this? Yeah. This is different elos right now. Heimerdinger is also like god tier. Dude, I've been saying this forever. I want to learn this guy. But he, like, generally speaking, Seraphine is represented in all elos as like top tier. And even like shit like this is pretty small samples. But like you can see Seraphine's being like picked, banned, and she's still winning, right? So if she gets through the game, team probably wins. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what does this matter? Well, A, if you're losing with Seraphine and you're playing her reasonably well, and you're losing more than you win, there's something fucking wrong. That's like the first data point here that we care about. So when we're talking about laning, the first thing, I like to draw this visual aid, okay? So when I'm saying stay on the line, this is what I mean, okay? This is how you move, okay? When you're playing this game, this is how you move on this line. And actually, I'll draw it with the highlighter. Oh. This holds true the entire game. See how I'm clicking? This is good form right here. This is good form. See how I throw my abilities and back up immediately? This is form. This is farming form. This is called trading stance, okay? What this means is when you are farming, you're moving like this constantly out of skill shots, out of harass, out of auto attack range from enemy champions. When you're moving like this, you're inviting more auto attacks, you're inviting more ganks, and you're inviting more pressure from the bush. Make sense?
Yeah, it does. I can get that.
This is one of the most important fundamentals that I teach of all the stuff that I teach. I am very, very big on learning how to properly move your champion to farm safely and to not die. Like, or to not, I'm sorry, to not miss farm. So like everything I do, notice how I'm always fading away as I get the farm. Yeah. You know how like soldiers hide behind sandbags in combat?
Yeah.
That's how you need to move. Like, I go for farm, I fucking run. I go for farm, I fucking run. Does that make sense? Yeah. It's dictated by the wave. Do you see how I'm constantly tethered to the wave? Like, and I'm watching the minion. Like, look how far away I'm standing. Like, this is how you need to stand. Now, when do you play aggressive? So that's like basically, that's like if you're farming and, you know, I mean, a lot of Seraphine's time is going to be spent doing that in lane because you're going to be weak early, right? Obviously, you know that, right?
You just play chill.
Yeah. So the next step is understanding like offense, defense. The first thing is look at the XP bar down here. Okay. I'm in XP range right now. I'm to this minion. Watch the XP bar. See it?
Yeah.
Watch the XP bar. See it?
Mm.
I am now not in XP range. Watch the XP bar. See how it didn't go up?
Yeah.
It's roughly, it's kind of like an eyeball thing. You understand? That's basically, so when you're on defense, say there's like champions here, what you're trying to do is you're trying to just get the XP at a minimum. Look. See? Look at my XP bar. See, it's going up. This would be how you would farm in a real game. Like on defense. See how every time I throw an ability, it's like instinctual. I'm not doing it like as a drill. I literally move this way. Do you see that?
Yeah.
It's how I move. I'm playing defense. Enemies are encroaching on you. They're trying to grab you, right? So you're like, I can't get that XP. Like, I just can't. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
However, if they're like this, I might be able to sneak in and like at the last second. I'm just watching these animations, like I told you. And that's kind of, that's how you got to think, is you've got to look and be like, okay, am I losing XP? I'm not losing anything yet, am I? See, I don't have to move up. Now I do. Look, I'm about to lose that minion. I got the XP. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That's how you, that's where your eyes got to be the whole time. Is this making sense? Is this kind of illuminating this for you?
Yeah. No, I'm getting it, I think.
Because the idea is right now is you're always standing here and just kind of doing whatever. But like, you really got to, this is called offense, defense. This whole sequence from when we were here to here, like when the wave was pushing out, this is defense. If you die, watch it. If you die, you lose everything here. Okay? You lose all of this because they're going to just push this wave in and you lose all your gold. It's imperative that you keep your health high and you move like you're scared shitless when you're on defense. Like that. This is also how enchanters need to learn to move anyways, because if you don't, you're dead anyways. Right? And even notice when even when the wave's under tower, look how I'm naturally standing. This isn't some like I said, this isn't some like gimmick that I'm doing. This is actually how I would stand if I was on defense under tower and I had a wave under tower.
Even in my dreams,
Now, we're on offense, okay? So this is when things change a little bit. Say you have full health and full mana, and your support has full health and full mana, and your enemies are sitting here. Well, now you want to just last hit, and if you can, mix in some harass when you're on offense. So start mixing in some harass here and there, while kind of like keeping yourself safe. Because look, see how the wave's building up? If I do nothing but just last hit with my auto attacks, see how I'm using, I'm stopping in the wave and I'm just watching the animations. I'm allowed to harass while farming. You see that? The idea is as the wave builds up, you want to be landing damage. So when the wave goes under tower, if you've done a good enough job, you know, you might be able to do something like this where you hit your ult or whatever. Right? Because you've got this big... Now, if the enemy dies, look at what they would lose.
Yeah. No. Makes
So,
sense.
now let's talk a bit about the stop command thing. So, you have your client open at least, right?
Yeah.
See these hotkeys? Put your hand on your mouse. Rest your hand on your mouse like you're playing. Where your thumb, the meat of your thumb, is it on a mouse button right now? It probably is. Is it?
Like my thumb? It's just below my mouse buttons, yeah.
But do you know what I mean? That big button at the meat of your thumb. That's what your stop command should be. Play your stop position. Okay? Why is this important? Well, I'll show you. When you're playing League, okay, and the wave's pushing, like, so say for example, I'm gonna just kill the minions for a second here. So let's say I'm in a clump of minions, right? And I want to like reposition, and I want to move into these minions without hitting them, but I want to stand right there. You see where my mouse is? Do you see how I'm able to wiggle my way into the minions how I want? Is this making sense?
Important to like, yeah, it's important so you can like turn yourself.
So it's like I like to call it like my nudge key too, because What it is if you tried to click here, you would not be able to. Look, I can't. I'm forced to auto attack. You see? There's no way I can do this. So, and someone's asking, well, why would you want to stand there in minions? I'll show you. What if there's an enemy? Pretend this is an enemy here. I want to harass this guy and guard this minion. Like, I don't want him to farm, right? Well, I can't get to him without like accidentally, like if I wanted to stand here and guard, I would have to like right click and then click back. And you see how it's like, I can't stop moving. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So the stop command is essential for positioning, because if I want to zone this guy off or threaten an auto attack or threaten an ability without touching the minions, I want to be able to do it smoothly. I can't do that with traditional means. That's why I call it a nudge, because I can now click out here into Narnia and tap my stop. You see this?
Yeah.
It's harder to stumble
Now, I know what you're thinking. Niece, this sounds really fucking stupid and pointless. Like, there's no way this is that useful. I promise you, I click this button, or I use my stop command almost after every right click. I'm not kidding.
Not be surprised.
I'm not kidding.
I can see how it could be very useful.
Like let me give you a true story about when I first started coaching. When I went to explain to somebody how to fight in lane or whatever, like it was like one of my earliest coachings, like a private coaching, because I was still new to this. And one of the things I was doing was, did you see how I just stopped? I just did it just there. I will naturally move myself and inch myself around to demonstrate things. And I caught myself doing it. And the guy's like, wait, why aren't you auto attacking? He's like, don't you have auto attack on? And I was like, well, I do. I do have auto attack on. And I started thinking about it as like, I'm naturally pressing my thumb after every click. Now, the next trick, if that's not enough to sell you on stop command, imagine you're pushing a wave and you see a minion's low. Let's just get this minion low or whatever. You know how like minions will all be targeting like one minion at the same time, like this?
Yeah.
So imagine you go to auto attack and you realize you attacked too soon. And I'm sure you've done this before, right? Watch Seraphine's animation. You see that? That's me tapping stop. See that? So
if you stop, you can stop through the enemy.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. No one really does this. Like, not really high level players do it, but they'll fake animate. So it's like this. This is a really cool technique to get skill shots out of people. So if you just do this and then run away or sidestep. So the way to do it is you do an A left click and then tap the button. And you can basically stop yourself from attacking. Does that make sense?
Gotta find the rhythm in the chaos.
This is very useful. This is super high level what I'm showing you here. But this, for example, say you're facing like a Mordekaiser and you're like a melee champ and he's waiting for you to auto attack or to walk up to auto attack, and you've got like some range like this. Maybe you're like a Garen or something. I'll use this fake a lot to get abilities out of the guy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
you'd like, you auto attack, you'd throw like an E or something like that, right?
Yeah, the idea is that you just want the flexibility to choose. You can also, this is just bonus points here, but you can also spam your auto attacks and look like a psycho. Her animation isn't that good. There you go. Yeah, it's kind of goofy. You can like cancel her animations. You see what I mean? Do goofy shit like that. Which looks silly, but it's kind of swaggy. But yeah, these are the big, like, when I say these are the most important things in the game, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Okay. I can tell you right now, for the past, I'd say 8 or 9 years of playing this game, I feel as though if I had a mastery of what I'm showing you like I do now, like when I started playing, I would have probably been like a top 10 player at the game. Basically just purely off of the fact that like my control over waves now and just understanding how to move in the minion waves without fucking up and making mistakes. It's so much better now than it was. And the biggest reasons for that is because of these little techniques that I'm showing you. Is because if you truly follow like the line, if you truly are using a left click to kind of like measure where you're at relative to the minions, what this does is this stops you from, because basically the way your brain should work, this is a no-go. You should never be this close as a ranged champion to auto attack unless you're doing like the slow push thing I show you. Remember where I was showing you like to harass or whatever, to like guard. The way I show it to people is I just put this thing up. If when you're auto attacking, you're at this line, that's good, okay? That's a good thing. If when you're auto attacking people, you're constantly in this space, that's not great, right? If when you find yourself auto attacking people, you press A left click and you're here, that's a big warning that you need to get the fuck out. This is why every time I auto attack, you will see me naturally moving on that line. Every team fight that you see me in when I'm playing Poke Champions, you will see me. It's almost like I'm looking at the zones of the champions. I'm imagining the zones of the various champions here. Okay. And so when I'm using abilities, I'm stepping in with the intent to sidestep and like play on that line. Do you see that?
Yeah.
As they move forward, I step back and readjust. And I'm constantly playing. And now, just like that line in the minion wave, now that line for me is like this. Do you understand? So now my movement reflects that. If someone throws, so the next question is going to be, well, what if I'm facing a Lux and she throws an ability? Well, first of all, if you're spacing like this, the travel time is going to be longer, right? That also means because you're moving like this, where are they most likely to throw it?
Forward.
Straight at you, because you always move like this. So you dodge it. You dodge every one of these every time. It's so easy. This is why when I'm playing Poke Champs, you'll rarely see me get hit by anything. Because how can you hit me? You only can kill if they flash forward. You see them flash forward. Flash, you flash. What can they do? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Even the dots, they keep the range the same.
That's why this understanding, like visually seeing it and me just being like annoying about it and really just deliberate about explaining it is super important, because if you can see it, it'll click, and then you'll put it into practice in your games and you'll immediately be like, oh my God, like I've just been fucking up. So let's go and jump into a game and let's try to experiment with these techniques.